Nepal here, and every boundaries can be very costly.
Yes, absolutely. And we have seen two boundaries coming off the bat of Shubham Kanal, who has not looked very convincing. So, with a batter who is struggling out there, and you are conceding boundaries against him, it's not a good ploy. We'll end the over. So, Yuvan Pandey will continue in here. 80 for 5 Nepal. They only need 34 runs to win this contest. They still have 5 wickets in hand. And we have two set batters out there. Joy Thapa batting on 7 of 16. And Shubham Khanal batting on 14 of 28. That's a good delivery once
He's
again.
he's attacking the stumps very frequently, as you can see, and that's one thing that I think was missing when it comes to the bowling of Ahan. So Joy Thapa is 7 of 18, and he's really withered the storm here. On that occasion, as you can see, that he was not in full control. And this is the kind of mistakes that a specialist bowler can really induce.
Yes, he was deceived by the flight of the delivery, probably trying to play that inside out shot, but the turn coming into the right hander just took the leading edge. Fortunately for him, it fell in no man's land. Oh, much quicker delivery. This is good change of pace. Good bowling here from Jovan.
It's good to see that he's allowing the ball to come to him. He's really letting the ball finish its turn, and then he's rocking back onto the back foot and trying to guide that on the leg side. So solid technique on display here from Joy Thapa. With that, the 19th over is completed. It's 80 with a loss of 5.
And finally, a change in bowling. It's Akash Teja, the leg spinner, coming into the attack. And I think this is a good change. Probably a little too late for my liking. Played straight to the field. A better throw there. And things could have been interesting.
Yes, sometimes we look at the figures of a bowler and then we start to wonder if he's done a good job or not. That is when we see it outside the context of the game, when you're not watching it live. So, right now, for example, we have two set batters in Shubham and Joy Thapa who have faced a lot of deliveries, and now the leg spin of Akash Tej is introduced. So, even if he has a poor spell with the ball in hand, it begs the question that was it the right time to bring him, or was the captain a few overs late for that call, especially with the fall of those 5 wickets in quick succession. So this is why we start to wonder when is the right time to bring in a particular bowler, at what stage, who is more efficient.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's very crucial, especially in a match where you have very low total to defend, you need to take your decisions very quickly. Look at that. Very good bowling. So he has been right on the money, but then it's just that in between they have leaked too many runs. Well, the on field umpires, Mr. Samad and Mr. John, having a word with each other. Not sure what is the situation out there, but definitely, probably there was some words exchanged with the batter. Well, in a way, Abrar, I think it's also helping Singapore in a way that it's just bringing in that stoppage in the game where the batters can really have that lapse of concentration. We have seen so many breaks producing a wicket. Will that be the case again here?
Yes, and sometimes what can happen is whenever there's a break, the bowlers can also start feeling more aggressive and more confident with their skills, because sometimes when the fielding side captain is not happy, he can just tell his bowlers, yes, you go after it, I'll be backing you up with more attacking field and all that. And maybe in that process, he can just find out a way to pick up a wicket. So oftentimes we've seen that whenever a break is in play, there's been lapses of concentration, and we'll be interested to see how this break really benefits Singapore or not. But there was some discussion definitely between the two umpires and the captain of Singapore, and looks like it will be play from here with Akash Teja to continue. He has two more deliveries remaining. He's bowling to Joy Thapa.
That's short and wide and cut away brilliantly through the offside. But there's protection out there in the deep. Another single. Well, Joy Thapa has looked very good. Yes, he's batting with a very slow pace, but so far he has looked very convincing. Very unlikely of Shubham Khanal, who has not looked very confident, shaky at times, but also got the boundaries under his belt. Oh, again, a leading edge, but just away from the fielder. That has been the story. He has been living dangerously out there.
Yes, and even by living dangerously, he's contributed 15 crucial runs. So that really tells us the story, doesn't it? That on occasions luck has favored him, and sometimes he's benefited by some outrageous bowling changes as well. On that last occasion, we saw that maybe the slip fielder was not alert to the situation, and he was diving to the wrong side first and then decided to adjust. And that split second really gave Shubham the benefit out there. And even though this was a good over, but still no wickets for Singapore. And right now, really not much remaining in this chase for Singapore to work with. They definitely need to pick up wickets from somewhere if they want to be back in this game.
Yes, absolutely. It was 58 for 5 at one stage, and now it's 83 for 5. So they have put on 25 runs, came in 56 deliveries, slightly slow, but that's not going to hurt Nepal. The good thing that they have done is they have seen through the overs of the good bowlers. And Yovan Pandey will continue in here. Another good delivery. No runs there. Again, flighted straight to the bowler. This is good bowling, and he's really hurrying through his overs. A decent over so far. Oh, beautifully bowled once again. Again, that drift coming in and then just angling away from the left hander. Shubham Khanal
He's,
again beaten outside the off stump.
he's bowled with a lot of control, and even in this innings, we're seeing that he's a fascinating bowler when it comes to purchasing turn of the pitch. And so far, the control has been absolutely spot on there. And once again, we see that even though Subham is leaving very dangerously, he's rotated the strike and somehow managed to save himself from getting out. And with just about 20 overs completed in the second innings of this final, Nepal find themselves at 89 runs right now, needing just over 30 to really win this game. And the man who's still holding on is Yuvan Pandey. He's looking like he's posing a challenge there, and there's still plenty of tension out there in the air, but we'll have to wait and see if they're able to pick up wickets from somewhere. Looks like Joy Thapa and Subham is doing exactly what is needed from them, and once again trying to just give the batter that width so that a fall shot is attempted. We know that Shubham doesn't really play the best of cut shots there. On a couple of occasions, we've seen him play that shot aerially, but nevertheless, this partnership has brought the calm back to the chase after the earlier collapse, and they're guiding Nepal inch by inch towards the finish line here. At this moment, 25 runs needed, but Nepal is still not being able to breathe freely here because the bowlers Yuvan and Akash are just bowling very tidily and they're just not ready to give away anything at this point.
Well, I can say there's a lapse in concentration and poor captaincy at the same time, I would say, because the fielders are at the edge of the circle, especially when Shubham Khanal is batting. So it's offering him an easy single every time he gets bat on ball. So that's something they need to learn. They need to know that which is the batter they should target for. We have seen Shubham Khanal not being very convincing. So if you allow an easy single and allow them to rotate the strike, that's really going to take the game away from you because Joy Thapa is technically very solid and sound.
Yes, and I think it's been very intentional from Joy Thapa. He's scored 8 runs off 29 deliveries, but he knows exactly what he's doing. He definitely trusts his ability, and they don't really need much from here on. So that is why I think Joy Thapa has been slightly watchful. This time he's played that one on the leg side, that slightly shorter pitch delivery. But definitely Singapore still searching for that one breakthrough to just reignite some kind of hope. But the momentum now has gently started to look like it's back with Nepal again.
But Abrar, what a match here. Only 114 to win. I'm sure at the halfway stage, none of us thought that the Singaporean bowlers will come back this strong. And they actually made things very difficult for Nepal at one moment. It was 58 for 5. And then now this wonderful partnership between Joy Thapa and Shubham Khanal bringing Nepal back into the game.
Yes, and definitely let's take a moment to acknowledge the brilliant spells that gave Singapore a real shot in this final. It was Kapish who was simply outstanding. His 6 overs for 18 runs and 4 massive wickets. His double strike really flipped the match when Nepal looked to be in cruising control. Vedansh also backed him up quite beautifully. His 6 overs for 20 runs and one key wicket as well. So it was the fast bowlers who have picked up the 5 wickets among themselves. Since then, Nepal batters have absorbed the pressure really well. Both these batters have looked like they are comfortable against spin, and Shubham and Joy Thapa have rebuilt. They've definitely rotated smartly whenever it was required. They've helped by some unaware captaincy decisions. I think we are not too convinced with the way he's rotated his bowlers, and definitely Singapore had the moment. There was a golden phase in between, but now with that partnership just soaking up a little bit of pressure, they weathered the storm, and now it looks like the finish line is within sight.
Yes, absolutely. I think this partnership was crucial, and I think they have done a wonderful job not to concede a wicket, especially with how both the spinners are bowling. They're bowling a very good line and length with good consistency as well. But I think it was those 2 3 overs from Ahan that really took the game away from them because they allowed the Nepalese batters to get back into the game. So, end of 23 overs, it's 91 for 5, only 23 runs required. Well, Nepal will be smelling victory here. They just need to keep their calm and hold on to their nerves, and they will be home carrying that cup of glory.